Hi, I'm Luce. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am kicking off episode 2 of my vlog series I have started, which I am calling Keep It or Yeet It. So this is a series that I have essentially created to try and hold myself accountable for reading my subscription box books. So I have 5 active subscriptions. So I have all 3 Fairy Loots, I have the YA, the Adult and the Romantasy, and then I also have 2 Illumicrate subscriptions. I have the Standard Illumicrate and Afterlight. So I get a lot of subscription books coming into my library every month, and while I do read them, I am not getting through them at the pace that I should be, considering how many I'm getting. So that is why I made this vlog series. Like I said, this is episode 2, so I will put a link to episode 1 in my description if you feel like checking it out. But yeah, essentially how this works is I have this mug, my little Paro mug. Every vlog I'm going to pick 3 book titles out of this mug. I have every single subscription box books that I own in this mug. I'm going to pick 3. I'm going to read them, and if I like them, then they get to stay on my shelves. If I don't, then I'm going to be unhauling them and creating space on my shelves for new books. So let's have a look and see what we get for book number 1. Now, when I did episode 1 of this, I said I was really scared because I have books that, I mean, like, obviously if books are on my shelves, I have some intention of reading them, and I think that to some extent I will enjoy them, but there are definitely books that I'm more unsure about. There's also books that while I do want to read them at some point, I'm not necessarily in the mood to read them right now. So yeah, this is always slightly nerve-wracking. I'm having a good shuffle around in here. Let's go for this one. No, I've unhauled that. I literally pulled all that I've already unhauled. But it's Son of Blood and Ruin. I don't have it with me, so I don't know the author's name, but this one's already been unhauled, so you can go. Let's try that again. Okay, let's go for, oh, there's 2 of them together. This one. That's another one. I've pulled another one that I've unhauled. I should say, I did do not a massive, but like a little unhaul not that long ago. I redid my shelves, so when I was reorganizing them, I did get rid of books. So this one's not on here anymore either, but it is The Girl with No Reflection. 3rd time, hopefully, is the charm. Right, this one. Okay. This is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. Let me go find that. Okay, so this was a Fairy Loot Romantasy book from last year, and I haven't read anything by Danielle L. Jensen yet. I do have the Bridge Kingdom, I think the books are called, on my Kindle, but this is the start of a new Romantasy series. And this is Vikings. On the back it says, born in fire, chosen by the gods, it was foretold she would unite a nation. Unfated, weave their own destiny, even if what they want is forbidden, and she wants him. Drama. This one, I'm a little bit apprehensive of, just because I feel like most people that I follow that have read this book haven't loved it. I think there's only like maybe 1 person that I follow who has enjoyed this. So yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive. I'm really not sure how I'm going to feel about it. I do really like this cover. I think it's a really pretty addition. And I believe, yes, she's very shiny. She's very naked. She's very naked. She's very pretty naked. But yeah, I will see how this goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a start on this today, because honestly, I'm reading a smutty book on my Kindle, and that's kind of what I'm in the mood for this evening. I will come back when I've made some progress, probably when I'm at around the 50-page mark, and let you know how it's going. Okay, I am back after not very long. I got 50 pages into A Fate Inked in Blood, and I'm already deciding I'm going to DNF this. I was already kind of hesitant about this book because it didn't seem like the kind of romantasy that I was really going to be into. And I'm just really not enjoying it. Like, it's not bad at all, and I am still intrigued to read the Bridge Kingdom series by Danielle Jensen, but this one is just not for me. I'm going to be DNFing this one. I am still going to pull through more books because I only got 50 pages in. I didn't get far in at all, and I was listening to the audiobook, so it's very quick. So yeah, one book already is going to be off the shelves. So let's pull another book. I really, to be fair, I'm kind of like, it's not that I don't want to read romantasy, it's not that I'm like not in the mood for romantasy, but in the last vlog I did, I got 2 romantasy books. I would like a little bit more variation in like the subscriptions that I'm making progress in, so hopefully we get something different for this next one. Go for this one. Okay, so I have the Jasad Air. Let me get that one off my shelf. Okay, so this is the Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim. This one is romantasy. This was from an Illumicrate box, I want to say like 2 years ago now. 2023. So yeah, this one's from 2 years ago. This one, all I know is that it's enemies to lovers, and I think at 10 years old, the heir of Jasad fled a massacre that consumed her entire family. At 15, she buried her first body. At 20, her carefully crafted lies are starting to crumble. I've heard really good things about this from people that have read it. This one I'm more hopeful for, and this one I think I have a way higher chance of actually enjoying. So gonna make a start on this one now. Okay, hello, it is later. If I seem very low energy right now, it is because I have developed a truly awful headache. I've made a start on the Jasad Air. I am 45 pages in now, I think. Yeah, 45 pages in. And I'm really enjoying this one. So a positive update. This, I don't know what it is about this book. There's just something really compelling about it. I was listening to the audiobook because I have a headache, so actually trying to focus on words on a page is hard, but I'm having a really good time. So we are following our main character, Sylvia, who is in hiding because she is the Jasad Heir. So from what I've gathered from the kind of first couple chapters I've read, the Jasadi people are essentially like, I'm assuming like the magic users of this world, and they have been hunted and are being persecuted, and she is the heir to those people. But she seems to have these magic cuffs on her wrists that mean that she can't actually use her magic. But she is currently hiding out in this village. She has some friends who don't know about her past. So far, I'm going to be so honest, I don't know what the plot is going to be because, like I said, I'm only 45 pages in. I'm really enjoying our main character, and the world that's being introduced so far I think is really interesting. The writing style is really engaging, and yeah, overall I'm having a really good time. The only one complaint I have is the narrator of the audiobook has a really weird kind of intonation almost in words. Like, she puts pauses in places that I don't feel like there need to be pauses. I don't know. So the audiobook is a little bit jarring to listen to, but you know, it's nothing that's kind of impacting my enjoyment that much. I do plan to read this physically, I think tomorrow, because very excitingly tomorrow I have an armchair coming for my living room. So my dad bought me this armchair as part of my birthday present, and it is arriving tomorrow. So when it comes tomorrow, I will show you what it's looking like. But my plan is for that to be my reading chair. It's a really nice big armchair. It's like a love seat. I've got a nice blanket for it. I'm gonna go at the weekend to buy some comfy like throw pillows to go on it. I just want to make it like a super comfy, cozy, really nice kind of reading chair. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be reading any more of this tonight because my brain hurts. So if I do any more reading tonight, it is just going to be the romance book I'm reading on my Kindle because it's a reread and it's just a smutty romance that I don't really have to pay too much attention to. But yeah, so far so good with the Jasad Air. Okay, hello, happy Wednesday. So I have made a good amount of progress today on the Jasad Air. I've been listening to this morning while I've been working and while I was constructing my new armchair. I will put a photo up here, but I am in love with it. It is so comfy, it is so cute. I was sitting in it while I was working all morning. But yeah, I have made a really good chunk of progress into this. So I am, how many pages in now? I am 133 pages in, so I think I'm about 27% of the way through, and I'm loving this. Like, I'm really, really enjoying this. So where I'm at right now, our main character Sylvia is now from what I've kind of understood, I'm going to be honest, the last maybe like chapter I listened to, I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been because I was doing some work stuff. But I believe she is now entered into this competition type thing, which she is really against, and she's at the present kind of trying to figure out how to get out of it. But I am assuming we've also met who is going to be our love interest, and this feels like it is going to be true enemies to lovers. She is a part of this race of people, and he is the son of the like commander, I think, of the people who are trying to hunt down and murder and eradicate her entire people. And I'm assuming they're gonna fall in love. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding it very like quick to get through, and it's really engaging. Like, it's one of those books that I don't want to put down. Like, every time I finish a chapter, I'm like, I'll just read just one more. I'm having a fantastic time with this one so far. Because I'm listening to the audiobook of this, I do want something that I can read physically. So I am actually going to pull another book because, like I said, I like having a physical book and an audiobook going, and I don't have a physical book going on. I'm reading something on my Kindle, but like, I don't have a physical book to read right now. So I'm gonna pick another one. What I'm really actually kind of hoping for is, and this is in complete contrast to what happened last time, I am actually wanting a contemporary romance because I think it'll be a nice kind of change of pace from the Jasad Air. But we'll see what I get. We'll see what I get. Let's go for this one. Okay, this was not the contemporary romance I wanted, but I'm not mad about it. This is Evocation by S.T. Gibson. I will go quickly get that off my shelf. Okay, so Evocation. This is the really pretty kind of like Tor special edition pink dust jacket, which I got from my signing that I went to last year. So I absolutely love the pink on this, but I love S.T. Gibson. She wrote probably my favorite book of all time, which is A Dowry of Blood, and I have kind of been scared to read any of her other books. I have this, and I also have, what is it, An Education in Malice, which to be fair, with An Education in Malice, I've heard quite a lot of negative things about. This one, I feel like I've heard mainly positive things about, but I'm just kind of scared that it's not going to live up to what Dowry was for me, but I'm still really excited. This one is a kind of occult type story, and it follows 3 characters, 2 of which are married, I believe, and then the other one is the ex-boyfriend of one of them. And I think it's Polly. I believe it is going to be witchy and occult, and I'm really excited about this one. It is also very short, which is nice. This one is only 293 pages. So in theory, this is one that I should be able to get through quite quickly. So I will either make a start on this tonight or it will be tomorrow. I'm very happy with my 2 picks. So yeah, I will be continuing listening to the Jasad Air on audio. I think with the pace that I'm getting through it at, I should be done in the next couple days. And then I'm going to make a start on Evocation maybe tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow. I have a cat behind me. I am sat, oh god, the lighting. I am sat downstairs in my living room, and notoriously it's hard to film in my living room because I am backlit no matter where I sit. Whether on my sofa or in my new armchair, I am always backlit. So actually, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. If the lighting is really rogue, then I'm very sorry. This is what we're working with. But I am on my lunch break, so I am going to sit and do some reading. So I believe in my last clip, I said I wasn't planning on reading anything last night. And that was a lie, because I did actually start Evocation last night. I am 85 pages in, and when I tell you, I am obsessed with this book. Like, I love this book so much so far. I didn't want to put it down because I got to a point where something had kind of been revealed, and it felt like a natural stopping point because there was like the reveal, they had a discussion, and then they went separate ways. So I felt like it was a good point to stop. But I haven't explained what this book is about. So this follows our 3 main characters, David, Reese, and Moira, and they are all mediums, psychics, some kind of occult, spiritual type of practicing people. And David, he believes he's been possessed by something, basically, which is kind of outside of his normal wheelhouse of what he does with spiritual stuff. So he ends up turning to Reese, who is a little bit more knowledgeable about this stuff. But the catch is Reese is David's ex-boyfriend, and Reese ends up bringing along his new wife, Moira, to help. So the kind of relationships in this series are definitely kind of messy because I don't know if we're ever going to get a little bit kind of more detail on it, but it seems like Reese and David had this massive falling out 6 months ago because of some implications that he made about Moira and Reese and Moira's marriage. So they haven't really been speaking for 6 months, but they are in communications now because of this possession, and I am 99% sure this is going to turn into a poly relationship, which I'm very intrigued about because David and Moira really don't like each other. Like, Moira hates David because of the harm that he's kind of inflicted upon Reese, and David doesn't like Moira because he's his ex-boyfriend's wife. And then Reese obviously loves his wife and has very complicated feelings towards David because they did love each other, but they've also hurt each other a lot, and there's a lot of history going on with them. So I'm very intrigued. I also, from what I have kind of gathered, David is gay. So it seems like Reese is bisexual, David is gay, and Moira is, I don't know. So I'm assuming the way it's gonna work is it's Reese in the middle and then Moira and David. And they don't interact in that way, but I'm sure that they already seem to be kind of developing a relationship, like a much softer feeling relationship than the kind of antagonistic stuff that we saw right at the start, which I'm really enjoying. I think is really sweet because David is very stoic almost. He has this facade that he puts on of being like not bothered by anything or anyone. He's really rich and wealthy, and he comes across as quite arrogant to, well, at least to Moira and Reese. And it feels like Moira especially is kind of breaking down his walls a little bit, which I'm really, really enjoying. But yeah, anyway, I'm dying to get back into this. I'm absolutely dying to get back into it. So I'm on chapter 10, page 85. I want to get to, I think, about page 200 today. That would be my kind of goal. I will also say with this book, because the way that it is formatted, let me find like a page. It's very like dense, the text. Like there's a lot of text on every page. So when I first started it, I thought this was going to be much slower to get through because obviously there's a lot of words on the page, so just reading each page will naturally take longer. But I feel like I'm flying through it. There's something about the way it's written. It's very different to Dowry. Dowry was very lyrical and flowery and just beautiful, beautiful writing style. This feels much more straightforward, but it kind of fits more with this like urban fantasy occult kind of vibe. But yeah, I thought I was going to be reading this a lot slower, and I feel like I'm flying through it. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to this and I will give you an update when I'm probably around the page 200 mark. Okay, I'm coming back to you, not with a reading update, but I have 2 books that just arrived. So I thought I would just include them in this vlog because it's fun, why not? So I know 100% what one of them is, what this one is. But I'm actually not 100% sure what the other one is. So this one is Black Knight by Rena Kent. This is book 4 in Royal Elite, which I am buddy reading currently with my bestie Caitlin. As I'm filming this, literally yesterday, I filmed a massive book haul and I'm getting more books, so yay. But this one, I didn't actually pay for this one. This one I got with the Waterstones gift card I got for my birthday. So I feel slightly better about it. I absolutely love these covers of the series. I think they're so pretty. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. I think me and Caitlin are going to be starting our buddy read of this on Saturday or Sunday over the weekend. So cannot wait. And this one, I don't know what this one is. I'm pretty sure I got an email saying what it is. Oh! Well, I didn't know these were coming today, but I'm very excited. So this is more Rena Kent. My Watson's gift card I used exclusively to buy Rita Kent books. So I have, what is this one? So I have Vicious Prince, which is book 5, and then I have Ruthless Empire, which is book 6. The one I'm actually missing is book 3, which I did also order. So that one I think is coming tomorrow maybe. But yeah, I basically now have the full Royal Elite collection in paperback. I am, yeah, just missing the bind up, which I can't remember what it's called, but like the novella bind up for the whole series. So are you having fun over there, cat? I swear to God, any cardboard or like zip ties, they've been obsessed with zip ties right now. They're just like dragging them around the house. Yeah, that was my quick little book haul for today. Realize I have no room for these on my bookshelf where I have all my Rita Kent books. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a reorganization because I only have 2 shelves right now for my dark romance books. And my dark romance collection is growing quite rapidly because it's one of my favorite like subgenres. And I am in the process of collecting all of Rita Kent's books. And she has like 30 something books. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a reorganize when I go back upstairs. But I guess while I'm here, I will give a quick evocation update. I am now on page 125. So I've read 40 pages. I am obsessed with this book. I love it so much. I love it so much. I think, to be fair, like I like the kind of witchy occult nature. I like actual plot of, you know, David being possessed. I think it's very interesting. But I love the characters so much. The characters are everything to me. And I think what I'm really enjoying about them is that they are flawed. They're not these like perfect, you know, flawless characters. That they are flawed and they have issues. And I love reading books about characters like that because they feel more real. It feels like I'm reading about real people, not characters on paper. So yeah, I love this book so much. I think if this keeps going in the direction that it currently is, this is going to be a 5-star. I do unfortunately need to go back to work because it is the end of my lunch break. So I am, yeah, gonna be going back to work. And then I think I'm gonna have, honestly, no problem reading another, what, 75 pages to get to page 200 this evening because it is so good. I am also going to, I need to do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of like housework after work. I need to like change my bed sheets, do some laundry, that kind of stuff. So I am going to put on the audiobook for the Jasad Air while I'm doing that. I'm also going to listen to it while I'm making dinner tonight. So yeah, I will be making more progress in that, but this is the only book that I want to be reading right now. Like this is just taking over my entire brain. But I will be making progress on the Jasad Air later tonight. Hello. Hello, Yumi. Do you want to say hi? Hello. Also, I don't know if I've ever actually like said, because I have 2 cats and they've popped up a couple of times in my videos, but I don't think I've ever actually like introduced them properly. So this little baby, this one here, this is Yumi. She likes to be held, she likes to be cuddled. She's a little baby. And then the other little gremlin, which I have no idea where she is Mochi. She is much more of a chaos demon and I absolutely adore them both. So yeah, these are my babies. Hello, happy Friday. It is finally Friday. This week has felt so long, but I have finished evocation. I actually ended up finishing this last night. I originally planned just to get to page 200 last night, and then I couldn't stop reading it. So I ended up finishing it and I gave this 5 stars. I loved this book so much. I loved it so much. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was absolutely everything I wanted it to be. Like, I do agree, like, with some people that didn't love this book that said that the kind of, I guess the plot and like the demon possession did take a little bit of like a backseat, but I'm not mad about that because I love the characters and I was so invested in this relationship that they were creating with each other. It was just everything. It was everything to me. So yeah, 5 star, easy 5 star for me. I know the book 2 comes out in July, so I'm gonna be picking up book 2 immediately when it comes out, but I can't say enough good things about this book. Like, truly, yes. I did also make quite a lot of progress on the Jasad last night as well, so I am now on page 339. So I only have, I think, about 140-ish pages, which is, I think, about an hour and, I think I have about an hour and 40, hour and a half maybe left on the audiobook. And this is still going really well as well. My kind of, if I was going to predict a rating for this right now, this is probably going to be a 4. Maybe a 4.25. I'm having a really good time with this one. And I think that the sequel for this also comes out in July, if I'm not mistaken. But now that I have finished my physical read, I am going to pick my final book for the video because I want another book to physically read. So we are going into the mug for a final time. Honestly, I think the only thing I don't want from this is anything like epic fantasy wise. Okay, let's go for this one. Okay. We have the God in the Gumiho. So let me go get that one. Where the fuck is that? Oh my god, it's up here. That took me an embarrassingly long time to find. I could not find this book on my shelf, but The God in the Gumiho by Sophie Kim. This was a Fairy Loot adult pick from last year. I have heard really good things about this one, and I think this one is going to just be kind of fun. This, from my understanding, is an urban fantasy, takes place in Korea. There's going to be some romance, I know that, but... Okay, so it looks like it's a romance, or it's going to be a romance between Kim Honey, who is the once terrible Gumiho known as the Scarlet Fox, and Sokga, who is a trickster god exiled from the heavens. And they're going to have to work together to, it seems like, hunt down this demon. And I'm assuming that's going to be kind of like the main plot. But I'm really excited about this one. This was kind of what I wanted. It feels like it's going to be less high stakes, and I've heard just really good things about this book for the most part. Like, I don't think anyone that I follow who's read this book hasn't enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one. This one's also not too long. It's 397 pages. So I was gonna say I should be able to finish this one over the weekend, but I'm actually, for once in my life, I have plans over the weekend. Me and my boyfriend are going to the garden centre tomorrow to finally get some plants for our house. They do also have a works at the garden centre that we're going to. So I'm definitely going to be looking at some books in there, but like, it's the works. The books are like a couple pounds each, so like, it's fine. I am going to try and make a start on this evening, and I will come back to you when I'm around 50 pages in. Hello, I am doing a quick little update in my kitchen on my phone because my camera has no battery and I can't be bothered to charge it before I do this update. But I did go to the works earlier while I was out at the garden centre, so I want to show you what I got when I was there. So I got 5 books and this cost me like £15, which is mental. But yeah, this is what I got. So the first one I got is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is, I think, the 5th book in the Chestnut Springs series. I have the first book and I want to collect them all, and because this was like super cheap in the works, I decided to pick it up. Then this one I kind of just picked up because I've seen the cover around and I've heard a couple of people talking about it, but it is Filthy Rich Vampire by, what is it, Geneva Lee? Know nothing about this, I'm just intrigued because vampires. Then I have the Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Quarashi. This one I just think sounds really cute. Baby Dragon Cafe. I love it. I also think the cover's adorable. Then I have my first adult Christina Lauren book. So I have The Unhoneymooners. I have read a YA by these authors before, but I've never read any of their adult romances, and this is the one that I hear kind of the most about. And the last one I got is Five Broken Blades by Mike Holland. I feel like I've heard really good things about this one. But yeah, I've just heard really good things about it. This one also has the stenciled edge. I don't love spread edge on paperbacks, but I still think it's pretty. And then as for my actual reading, I only listened to I think about like maybe 30 pages of the Jasada this morning while I was getting ready to go out. But I have made good progress on The God and the Gumiho. So I'm I think about 90 pages in so far, and I love it. I love it so much. I don't want to jinx it, but like so far the books for this vlog have been like fantastic. Like I'm loving all of them. So yeah, this one's really fun. It follows a demigod who has kind of fallen from grace, who is working as a detective hunting down demons, and this Gumiho who is working in a cafe, like a coffee shop that this god comes into, and they really don't like each other. They have a lot of animosity against each other, but she ends up working as his assistant to solve a string of murders in order to kind of save her and her friend from any implications in this crime. And I'm having so much fun. It's giving me K-drama vibes just with the way that like the characters are interacting. It feels very reminiscent of K-dramas that I've watched. It's really fun and really easy, and I am absolutely loving it. So I think want to get to a page about 150 tonight. But yeah, I have no plans for tomorrow. So I think for tomorrow I'm probably just going to spend a lot of the day reading. So I want to finish the Jasada tomorrow and also get more into The God and the Gumiho. Hello, happy Monday. I didn't do an update at all yesterday because if I'm being honest, I didn't really feel like it. I had a little bit of a headache, I was very sleepy, and I was doing some cleaning, and then I just couldn't be bothered to do an update. So it is now Monday, and I have made a lot of reading progress. So I did last night finish the Jasada by Sarah Hashim, and I'm giving this I think a 3.75 because I did really enjoy it. I did have a good time with it. But towards the end, I think I do sometimes struggle with books, with the romance sometimes when it's not like specifically a romance book or like a pure romantasy. I find myself struggling with the romance, and unfortunately I did in this one. I just found myself not really caring, and I don't necessarily think that these two characters didn't have good chemistry. I also don't feel like, you know, it didn't make sense. I think the author had set up the romance in a way that, you know, sure, this is gonna happen, but I just didn't feel it personally. I just wasn't really connected to the romance in this book. So yeah, I'm giving it a 3.75, but I am planning on picking up the sequel when that comes out, which I think is in July, because I am very intrigued from where this left off. I will say as well, with this book, it's definitely not the most unique book I've ever read. I have read books that feel very reminiscent of this, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because I do think that it did kind of more conventional fantasy and romantic fantasy. I get confused. Fantasy with some romance. I think it did that kind of those typical plots and like the beats of that well. It wasn't my favourite, but still a 3.75, still really enjoyed it. And then for The God and the Gumiho. Also, I realized I didn't show this book, you know, naked, and it's so pretty. But I have made really good progress on this. I am now on page 287. So I want to get to page 300, 350-ish tonight. I'm still having a really good time with this. I will say again with the romance, this one is feeling a little bit insta-lovey almost. Like it feels very much to me like these two characters went from hating each other to really liking each other in a very short period of time. But I'm not as bothered with this one because I like the characters, I like their banter, and I'm just generally very invested in this one. So yeah, I'd prefer if it was a bit more of a slow burn, but I'm not as mad about it, and I'm still having a really good time with this one. Also, on a non-reading related note, I just wanted to say I cannot, like truly cannot stop listening to the new Lady Gaga album. Like, when I'm filming this clip, the album has like not been out for that long. I don't know exactly when it hasn't been out for that long. But since it has come out, I have literally been listening to it on repeat. Like, just on loop. I can't get over it. I love it so much. Like, I was a Lady Gaga fan, a massive Gaga fan when I was like a kid and like a teenager. Like, she really shaped my music taste, I think, to this day. And this album is, for me, perfect. Like, I love every single song. It feels like classic, like old school Gaga, old pop that I grew up listening to. And I love it. I love it so much. So I just wanted to have like a quick little like fangirl moment, I guess, about the Gaga album, because like I love pop. I do. I love my music taste is very broad. I like a lot of different kinds of music. I like metal, I like rock, I like R&B, I like K-pop, and I love pop. I love pop so much. And don't get me wrong, I do like, you know, the pop girlies that we've got now. I love Chappell Roan, I like Sabrina Carpenter. I don't like Taylor Swift, like don't shoot me, but I don't like Taylor Swift. But like Gaga is like my girl. She is that bitch. Like I've always loved her music. I still love it. And oh, I'm obsessed with it. So if you're watching this and you haven't listened to the new Gaga album, if you haven't listened to Mayhem, for me, please go do it, because it is, oh, it's so good. It is so good. Okay, hello, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday now. And I finished last night The God and the Gummy Hoe by Sophie Kim, and I gave this one a 4.5 stars. I had so much fun with this book. My critique of it feeling a bit insta-lovey does still stand, and that was the only reason this didn't get a 5-star, was just because of how quick the kind of relationship development went. But overall, I loved this book. It was a little bit predictable in terms of like, you know, what was going to happen at the end and like who was going to be the bad guy, but it didn't take away enjoyment from me. I still had a really good time, and I will be picking up the sequel, which comes out in July. So my July is shaping up to be a really busy reading month for new releases, because I'm 99% sure that we have the sequel for Evocation and also the Jasad Air coming out in July. But yeah, now that I have finished The God and the Gummy Hoe, that brings us to the end of this vlog. So I will give a quick little recap on all of the books that I read and my ratings. So we have Evocation by S.T. Gibson, which I gave a 5-star, the Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim, which I gave a 3.75, and The God and the Gummy Hoe, which I gave a 4.5 star. So this was so successful, this vlog. Like last month's one, you know, was good. Like I really enjoyed the books that I read, but this one was like, enjoyment of these books was just so high. And I mean, I have a new all-time favorite book of the year with Evocation, so I am extremely happy with how this one ended up. I've also been having a little think, and I think for my next month's edition of Keep It or Yeet It, oh god, my throat. Oh, that was a weird noise. I think that I want to change the theme of that one ever so slightly. I think that for April's episode, I'm going to be focusing on series, because, I mean, all of these were series, and the sequels aren't out yet, but I'm still starting a load of new series. So one of my goals for this year and, you know, the last couple of years has been to get through my series. So I think that I want to do a series specific episode of Keep It or Yeet It. So go through all the series that I'm currently reading and make progress on them, because also if I read the next book in a series and I don't like it, that's potentially a lot of space that I'm clearing on my shelves, which I wouldn't be mad about. I'd actually be very excited about having some more space. But yeah, that takes us to the end of this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you in a new video soon. Bye!